Every good story has these 5 key elements: a good plot, an appropriate setting, a conflict, the point of view, and characters. Maybe you think it's more, but it's definitely at least these 5. Now the first 4 I mentioned, I can make hour-long videos on each because as simple as Dragon Ball's stories seem, there are little nuances that can sometimes go unnoticed. They take certain scenes to another level and in turn can elevate the arc as a whole. Of course, it depends on when the scene happens in the story and its relationship to the main conflict, but still, they have an impact. But a great deal of Dragon Ball's characters seem very cut and dry. Not too many of them have layers that we as readers and or viewers have to peel back. I feel as if the majority of Dragon Ball's cast have explicit characteristics. You can kind of just tell by looking at a character what they're gonna be about. Like, did you have any doubt that this creature would be evil? Was there ever a question that this thing here was up to no good? I mean, come on, let's be serious. But somehow we came to accept that this is a good guy. And then when his buddy here was introduced, yeah, he was evil, but he's become one of the most beloved characters in the franchise for his acts of benevolence. I've stated on this channel before that I think the beginning of Dragon Ball Z is Akira Toriyama's best work with the Dragon Ball franchise. I love the villains he introduced. It was a very abrupt transition from martial arts tournament to otherworldly origins, but it didn't feel out of place. The stakes had been raised dramatically, new levels of power had to be reached, new techniques had to be learned. But the best part of early Dragon Ball Z is these 2. It takes Gohan a couple hundred episodes for his character to become fully realized, but it takes Piccolo less than 30 to do a complete 180. When we are first introduced to Piccolo, he is evil. He is the son of the Demon King, who at the time was without a doubt Goku's greatest enemy. Piccolo and Goku fight in the World Tournament and it ends in a victory for Goku, but that's not to say it was easy. Goku literally had a hole in his chest, but like Goku always does, he gave Piccolo a second chance by giving him a senzu bean. And this is what I believe to be the greatest aspect of Goku's character. You really can't say that he changed as a person in the decades we've seen him, but a number of his friends and enemies sure have because of him. So it's hard to pinpoint exactly when Piccolo began to become a good guy, but if I were a betting man, I'd say it was during the time he trained Gohan. The fact that he even took the initiative to train the son of his sworn enemy was shocking, but the Earth was in danger from the approaching Saiyans, who happened to be much stronger than Raditz, a character who nearly killed Goku and Piccolo at the same time. In the beginning of Gohan and Piccolo's time together, it was strictly training, but somewhere down the line, Piccolo softened up on Gohan. Making Gohan stronger was no longer the #1 priority, keeping him safe was. And this was exhibited when Piccolo sacrificed his life for a child he had known for less than a year. What happened between the two of them that could have caused this big of a shift? I mean, yeah, Gohan was friendly and showed nothing but kindness to a creature who had known nothing but hatred, but there are a number of Dragon Ball villains who are evil no matter what someone may say or do to them. I don't think Gohan is like his father in terms of changing people around him, so I have my own theory on why Piccolo was so quick to change after training with Gohan. I think Piccolo saw himself in Gohan. Now maybe that sounds crazy. What would the 7-foot green alien see in the 4-year-old human child? Just bear with me for a little bit. I don't think Piccolo was as evil as he made it seem. I mean, everything he did before meeting Gohan was only because he had a name to live up to. His father was the Demon King, and with no other individuals around him, he probably didn't even consider that he could lead a life of his own. Gohan is similar. Talent-wise, Gohan is an unbelievable fighter at any age, but he does not have the mindset of a fighter. It isn't something that he loves to do, but because of who his father is and the constant danger he faces, Gohan is forced to fight. Piccolo naturally gravitated towards someone who was pigeonholed into being like their father. This could be a stretch, but it's definitely based in some logic. The other part of Piccolo's development that I think a great number of fans neglect is that Piccolo hadn't been around any other human like that in his very short life. He's only 7 years old in human years at that point, and any human interaction he had was either from a person who was in fear of him or from someone who wanted to fight him. Gohan showing him kindness had to be jarring. When you first experience any feeling, that stays with you. Piccolo held on to the kindness Gohan showed him because he was relatively a blank canvas. I'm sure most of you are old enough to remember your first crush or the first time you played your favorite game. If you're an athlete, you probably remember your first time playing said sport. It's no different with Piccolo. As much as Gohan looks up to Piccolo, he probably has no clue that he's had much more of an impact on Piccolo's life than vice versa. But that's the beauty of their relationship. Now, Piccolo's personal character development may have stopped in the Saiyan arc, but he's the ultimate side character after this. In the Frieza arc, he provides support at the most crucial times. In the Android arc, he is the one that forces Android 20 into hiding. Piccolo is the first Z fighter to encounter Cell, and he serves as the mentor for the next generation in the Buu arc. He's arguably the best aspect of what is easily the worst part of the entire story. He is the one character in Dragon Ball Z I've never had a problem with. I never expect too much from him, and he never does too little. He is crucial to the Z Fighter's success every time in some way, shape, or form. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and let me know if you think there's a better secondary character in Dragon Ball Z. If this is your first time on the channel, subscribe so you know when I upload more videos like this. But until then, this is BigTune, and thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.